Great win in the new year against a really good team. Again, we're blessed beyond measure. Just giving honor to God for this win. I knew what was to be expected against North Texas because I saw them last year in their place when they blew us out. And the team, Kobe and PJ were super confident. PJ Carter was super confident. Nick Jordan was super confident. But I knew what we were going to face today. And man, it was everything I thought it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout because of the way that they play. They play so hard for 40 minutes, every possession. They'll give you anything easy. The second best team in our league due to the net. So I knew it was going to be a knockdown drag out. I didn't want it to be this close, but it's just something told me today. Rainy day, Sunday, lost to Arkansas State on a Sunday, kind of similar situation, and it just seemed like the mood was that we're just going to come out and blow them out after we played FAU, and we did, and it was a good game.
Coach, great win.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. What did you say to your guys after the second half? First half, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just we're losing the physicality match. I told them those guys were going to hit every possession. They were going to scramble. They were going to be tough, and we had to be the toughest team, and then we weren't the toughest team in the first half.
And what is your own look of this conference overall?
For me, I understand who's who, and this is a really good team, but we just have to keep plugging away. Every game isn't going to be a blowout, and we just have to keep grinding and getting into practice and keep getting better and learning from these situations. This was a tough, to me, NCAA tournament win. We played Boise State a couple years ago. It was that knockdown, physicality, drag out type situation. You have to win these games, especially at home, and we did.
Penny, how did you feel when PJ hit the 30-footer?
I just say that's what he does. He just has that knack for doing things like that. He's super confident, but I was also thankful for that because the shot clock going down, he knocks that in. It was definitely needed because that we knew that team was going to be coming right back at us.
Because it's one of those things where if he doesn't either get the shot off or the shot doesn't fall, like you go from a worst case scenario possibly to potentially a best case scenario in this split second like that. And that's got to be just wear on you. I don't know, like your stress level.
Yeah, well, just being from Memphis and this thing being full circle, playing here and coming back as a coach, I've always been a guy that tried to be in the moment, right? So, yeah, to answer your question, it was stressful because we weren't playing defense at the level that we could play. And it seemed like if we missed, they were going to score. And you don't want to feel like that as a coach. You have to take pride in your defense. They took pride in theirs. We got enough stops. So when PJ made that shot, that gave us some breathing room.
Coach, big win today. Happy New Year. I want to know about the key around your neck. Is there a meaning for it? I've seen you wear it a couple times.
I started this about 7 years ago. It's called the Giving Key. I was trying to find something to motivate us as a team 7 years ago, and I grabbed these keys and gave them to the coaching staff. And I did the same thing this year. It has belief, because we have to believe that we are a team that can, that can win it all. And we're all with, unified energy and that same focus of understanding where we want to be. So everybody has these keys with belief on them.
Hey Penny, in preseason, John Moran said a happy John is a scary John. What does it say about an angry Penny? An angry Penny is a what?
Say it about John, get an angry John is a what?
Scary John.
Well, an angry Penny is a scary Penny. It's just to me, it just pushes the right buttons. You got to push these guys because in this era, there's so much complacency, there's so much entitlement. You got to put your foot down because they'll just think, oh, it's just going to be easy, but we can foresee what's going to happen. When you watch film as much as I do, you can tell when a team is going to bother your team because everybody's so laid back and chill. And I knew this was going to be a tough game. And for me, an angry Penny is going to make sure that we get the job done no matter what, and we did today.
Penny, you're out rebounded 30-21. Both halves begin with very slow starts, 6-0 runs for North Texas. Both halves you trail by at least 5 both times in both of those scenarios. It just seemed like there were a few different crucial areas that kind of went against you in this game. So what do you think it says about your group and where it is right now, the fact that you won this game against this quality of opponent, probably the best team in the league besides you, you know, in spite of all those adversities there.
Yeah, had a lot of adversities, a lot of downfalls, but it just lets you know how far we can grow. When we get guys like PJ, Tyrese, Kobe, Dane, Musa, Nick, that core to really start believing in practice, really start believing in defense, really start believing in getting stops, really start believing in all the things that you got to have to go all the way, then it's going to change. Until then, we're going to have back and forth where teams go on 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 8-0 runs, and we think we're just going to miraculously come back. It didn't happen against Mississippi State. It didn't happen against Arkansas State. And it won't happen again, or it'll happen to us again where we lose if we don't come out and just get laser focused from the practices and pull it and bring it over to the game.
Penny, y'all only had 44, I think, field goal attempts today, which is a season low. And y'all have played slow teams before, Virginia or whatever, but it seems like in those games, you've been able to go to that press and kind of just flip the switch and dictate the pace, control the tempo, whatever. What prevented that switch from flipping today, even though y'all did go to that press in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, they were ready for it. Everybody's going to be ready for it. We just didn't push enough buttons to turn them over. We got the right turnovers because we got some turnovers, some big turnovers. Nick got the steal. We got a couple steals. Tyrese got a steal on the press. But they were just prepared for it. And then it takes more commitment from the team to keep switching up different things until we get what we want. If one thing isn't working, we go to the next thing. That's why we work on so much stuff in practice, that if one thing isn't working, we can go to the next thing. And we just didn't go to the next thing to make it happen. There has to be a commitment from the guys that I named before on doing it.
And I was going to say, to follow up on that, just the versatility of this team, like to be able to win rock fights and fast games and slow games. How did that come about? Is that just from the variety of games you scheduled in the non-conference?
Yeah, I think that's a credit to the guys, you know, being able to win those type of games, but it's also a credit to the schedule of all the teams that we played thus far, that we've had to have shootouts and then we've had rock fights. So we've been able to win both. That says a lot going into the NCAA tournament. If you're able to win those slow games and then those fast games and understand what possessions mean, then you're in good shape.
Getting along the lines that Park was talking about, you use the press a lot of times to speed the game up. Was that the intent? Did you intend to have the press on as much as you did today going into the game?
Yeah, we have to change tempo because, you know, they're a team that likes 60 possessions or less. We're not. We need to get 80 possessions, and the guys have to understand that you can't go into this game not understanding what's going on. I did, so yeah, I tried to pressure to get the speed up.
Yes, Coach. I saw you at the Memphis Hoop Fest over this weekend, and I just wanted to know what kind of advice can you get to these high school kids that's having intentions to play on this next level?
Yeah, it's always good getting out because, you know, I'm a part of this product of coming out of the city, and I'm always so happy to go out and see the city and see what's going on. But the advice that I would give them is to be coachable, be a good teammate, work hard on both ends of the floor, and your talent will just come out. Talent just isn't enough. Coaches are coming to the game to see the guys because now hustling is a skill. You know, playing hard is a skill. And it's you see a guy playing hard, then that draws your attention.
Last one for Coach. Tim.
You had kind of a, if you will, like an easy motivator after Mississippi State to build on. Now you got somewhat similar, kind of like a week coming off, and you got two of your toughest, at least on paper, out of the way. What do you do to kind of keep the hammer down? What's the carrot at this point?
There has to be a care factor from everybody. It takes a full unit, right? We have to have that shared vision, and was what I keep saying. It can't be anybody thinking negatively or anything. So when we get into practice, whatever we do, everybody has to be all in 100% on it. There can't be one person going, why are we doing this? We shouldn't be doing that. It needs to be rowing the boat in the same direction. And when you do that, you can go to the next game and be professional. I was watching Zakai Ziegler last night after they blew out Arkansas, and they were like, well, why do you guys play so well? And he said, we play hard in practice. We practice harder than anybody, and then it carries over to the game, make the games easier. That says a lot. He's been there 4 years. He cares. He gets up and picks up 94 feet every game, carries that torch, and it's a unified effort. That's the same way it has to be here. For us to continue, it's going to take everybody to believe.
Can you maintain that, you know, from now until early March, knowing, as we talked about earlier in the season, the minutes that some of those guys are playing?
Yeah, we're going to have to change that, and we are. We're going to change that. I think every game is different. Last game, PJ played 31. Today he played 30. Where is he? 38, which is way too many. But it was just one of those games where We just couldn't get anything going. It was a game that he needed to play 38. Some games he's going to play 25, 26. Honestly, if we take care of our business in the first half and push away, then the bench gets more confidence and then he can rest more instead of having to play 38 minutes because I need him to practice. I don't need him just to play in games. I was a guy that I love practice because that's to get the chemistry with your teammates. If we got to play him 38 minutes, 40 minutes, and then he doesn't practice, that doesn't make us better. It just doesn't.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.